Nebraska finally ended their 7-year postseason drought and then won their bowl game to clinch their first winning season since 2016 in just year 2 under Matt Rule. And now, if history is any indication, 2025 could end up being a massive season for the Cornhuskers. So welcome back to the Gridiron Expert, guys. So glad you could join us today to talk some Nebraska football as we inch closer and closer to the start of this college football season. It's going to be here before you know it. As always, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos. Help us reach our subscriber goal. Help us continue to grow our GE Nation with all the exclusive content we have on our website and the content we're going to continue to bring here at our channel year-round. Because again, the season never dies here at the Gridiron Expert. We want you to take advantage of it and just become a part of our GE Nation and become a part of the year-round discussion. So, we said that if history is any indication, Nebraska could be in for a massive season in 2025. The funny thing is that has nothing to do with Nebraska, right? It's not Nebraska's history we're talking about. It's Matt Rule's history, right? This is a guy that, as we know, is a program builder. He's done it everywhere he's been. And if history is any indication, year 3 is kind of where his teams start to take off. Go look at what he did at Temple. Really bad in year 1. In year 2, he got the Owls to 6-6, got into a bowl game, just like he did with Nebraska. Year 3, won 10 games with Temple and made the conference championship. Then he went to Baylor. Really bad first year with Baylor. Got Baylor to a bowl game in year 2, went 7-6, just like he went 7-6 with Nebraska. In year 3 with Baylor, he went 11-3 with a Big 12 title appearance and then a Sugar Bowl appearance as well. So Temple year 3 broke through big time, double-digit wins, conference championship appearance. Baylor, year 3, broke through double-digit wins, conference championship appearance, and a New Year's 6 bowl appearance. One that, if the 12-team playoff had been implemented back then, maybe could have made the playoff with Baylor. And now, year 3 with Nebraska, went 7-6 in year 2. What does year 3 have in store? Could we see the Cornhuskers maybe win double-digit games, maybe get to 9 wins? Maybe not saying they're going to contend for a playoff spot, but be a legitimate Big Ten title contender, be in the running for a very good bowl game. Nebraska, as we know, isn't that far off, right? They went 7-6, but they were much better than that. 5 one-possession losses in 2024, and that has been the running theme for this program for year after year after year. I mean, all the way back during that horrible Scott Frost era. Scott Frost had some decent teams. Nebraska was in all of those games, but just could not figure out how to close the games, couldn't figure out how to win the close games. And that's kind of been an issue for Matt Rule and his 2 years in Lincoln so far. If they can change that, get on the right side of some of those one-possession games, the right side of some of those close fourth-quarter games, everything could change for this program. Take a look at what they've got, though. Let's take a look at the roster. On offense, the key is quarterback, right? For the first time, it feels like forever, Nebraska's got a competent quarterback, and there's no controversy, there's no debate coming into the season. Dylan Raiola is going to be the guy for Nebraska. First year as a starter, last year completed over 67% of his passes for over 2,800 yards and 13 touchdowns. Yes, he missed a lot of wide open throws. Yes, he made a lot of mistakes as a young quarterback's going to do. I expect him to take a pretty big step forward in year 2, especially now that they have a new, good offensive coordinator in Dana Holgorsen. A fantastic hire by Nebraska, a true offensive mind with head coaching experience. I think he's going to work wonders with Raiola. I think he's going to work wonders with his offense. So a big-time addition there. And I'm really excited to see Raiola's development from the time they won their bowl game to the time the season starts later in August. They bring in some solid transfers too, especially at the wide receiver position. You've got a guy like Dane Key and Hardly Gilmore, the fourth, coming in from Kentucky. Both those guys going to play a major role. Key had over 700 yards with the leading wide receiver for the Wildcats last year. Gilmore, young freshman guy last year, only 153 reception yards, but could play a major role in Nebraska's offense this season. And then they also add Naziah Hunter from California, had over 570 reception yards last year and 5 touchdowns with the Golden Bears. So you've got at least 2. Gilmore could be a guy that's still kind of learning the system, but 2 very experienced wide receivers from power programs that are looking to make an immediate impact with Nebraska's offense and what has a potential to be a potent passing attack with Raiola. Then at the running back position, Emmett Johnson does return, rushed for nearly 600 yards last year. Outside of him, a little bit thin in the running back core, but he's going to be kind of the bruiser. He's going to be a guy that can carry this offense and carry the workload at the running back position. So after years of struggles and inconsistency and things like that, Nebraska seems to have the pieces together to have a competent offense, one that could, I'm not saying score at will, but be a little bit more explosive, be a little bit more well put together, and maybe an offense that the fan base is going to have faith in. If the game comes down to the final 2 minutes and you need this offense to get you into field goal position, I feel like this is the offense can finally do that. And I don't think many people have felt that way over these last few years. Defensively, also a new defensive coordinator, John Butler, taking over, was the secondary coach for Nebraska last year, now the DC after Tony White left for Florida State. This is a team that had a top 20 defense last year. Statistically, Nebraska had one of the better defenses in the country. It was pretty stingy, pretty dang solid. So, yes, they lose a lot of guys, quite a bit up front, I would say, in the front seven. But I really don't think, with the guys they're bringing in, with the guys that are returning, I don't think this is a defense that's going to drop off significantly. And I think Matt Rule feels the exact same way. So the offense is coming together. The defense, yes, has to replace a few new pieces. And yes, is under new leadership, but they did promote from within, which is nice. This is a Nebraska team that has all the pieces together to put together another winning season. And then you look at the schedule and you realize that, yeah, this could be a very special season for Nebraska if they take care of business at home and they, again, win those close games. Because you look, they open up the season against Cincinnati in Kansas City, and then at the end of September, they host Michigan. Have a couple cupcake teams in between there, but if you're in Nebraska, you're looking at this saying, you've got to be at least 3-1 entering the month of October. Maybe you lose to Cincinnati. I don't think many people would expect that. I think most people would side with Nebraska in that game right now. Maybe you lose to Michigan. Maybe that one a little bit more likely. But you've got to find a way to split those two games at the worst to be 3-1 entering October. Because Nebraska doesn't have a true road game until October 11th. So think about that. You have that neutral site game at the beginning of the year, then you're home for over a month until you have to go on the road. And then you look at the schedule a little bit deeper, and you go, they don't really have many difficult road games. All the toughest opponents for them are pretty much at home. Their toughest road games are on the road against Penn State and on the road against Minnesota. Those are the toughest two, I'd say. They can beat Minnesota. Penn State, maybe not. Maybe you chalk that up as a loss. But the home games are where the season will be decided. They host Michigan, they host USC, and they host Iowa. And USC and Iowa are very beatable. Those are your toughest games. Throw Cincinnati in there if you want to. Cincinnati, Michigan, USC, Iowa, Penn State, and Minnesota. I mean, I know that's half the schedule. I get that 6 games, but the other 6 you think should be wins. So there's 6 wins right there. And out of the games we just mentioned, only 2 of them are truly on the road. One's at a neutral site, the rest are at home. Defend your home field, get that win over Cincinnati, and you're looking at what could be a very special season for Nebraska. And again, history repeating itself for Matt Rule. That 3rd year when his teams finally break through. This is lining up to be the breakthrough year. It feels that way. The roster is there, the coaching staff is there, the schedule is there, but can Nebraska actually deliver, or will it be another disappointing season based on their preseason expectations? This is a team that should go bowling. If they don't, that's a very major issue. Team that should go bowling maybe could win 7 or 8 regular season games. But will that be enough, or will Cornhusker fans still feel like that's a disappointment, considering everything that is going right for them right now? So guys, as always, thank you so much for watching us here at the Gridiron Expert on YouTube. We'll have Nebraska's official prediction coming your way here in just a few months. So, we're talking about them now. We'll predict every single game on their schedule coming up very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. All the more reason to like, comment, subscribe, share our videos, and check out everything down in the description below. That includes our website, thegridironexpert.com, home to those expert picks, home to our newsletters, home to tons of exclusive content, especially once the season gets up and running again. We want you to go take advantage of that, become a member of our GE Nation. And once again, as always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on The Gridiron Expert.
Yeah.